Yes, what? Oh, just a sec. Hmm. Okay. I'm trying something new today. It hasn't quite worked out the way that I wanted it to, but so I'm unable to drill holes through these things. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Dakota, what's up? I used a nail. I'm just the material isn't easy to remove. So I was able to get a hole started, and then I just wasn't able to get it all the way through with a small enough bit. So this one has a spot. And in that spot, I'm going to try putting some grease and see how that goes over the next week. Oh, damn it. Looks good. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't figure out. I tried using a diamond bit with a something to push my way through it, but just wasn't able to, so that's fine. Okay. Just flattening one washer, and then I'm going to stick it in the bug out. So basically I wasted one washer to learn all this. But if you ask me, it was worth it. You gotta learn somehow. Yeah. Palmer, how's it going? This one isn't going to be a super long stream. I'm just testing something. I figured I'd share it with you guys. Nice. See, I love how YouTube comes up with these stupid questions. All it said was, if you were a vegetable, question mark? If I was a vegetable, what? Well, I have multiple bug outs for sale, but they're the base models. And for them to be even remotely decent, they have to have aftermarket scales. You also have other stuff on hold first anyway. Arguably better stuff, to be honest. It rained today. It's January, where typically right about now it would be 5 to 10 degrees, and it rained. And it wasn't even a terrible rain. It was just kind of, oh, it's raining. Dang, everybody left. Who am I kidding? I'm not surprised. It's later than I usually stream lately. Explains why almost nobody's in here. And I'm only doing this late because I just got home and I'm doing experimental stuff at the moment, so. No, I just meant that it said we had one person in here. Okay. Not a whole lot, just working on another bug out again. I'm going to be doing something that I haven't tried before. Multiple things that I haven't tried before. Retro, what's up? Michael, welcome back. Ground Fog, welcome back. Okay. So that one's done. Grab the other one. We're removing that polished section. Okay, that side's done as well. I want more friction on that side. I don't want them, I don't want the washers sliding on that side. Yes, I sold the Menandi. Okay, we're taking that washer out, putting that one in. And yeah, that doesn't need a fresh. It doesn't need a fresh finish, so we'll go from there. As for these now have a fresh finish on them. The Menandi sold relatively quickly. Okay, there we go with those. I would if I needed a gentleman's knife. I don't need a gentleman's knife. And personally, I'd just carry a Sabenza instead. They're a good knife, though. It's an adorable little frame lock. So here's what we're doing. 0 grease on this side. And then we're going to put a drop of grease, or a little blob of it, in a hole that I made on this one. That little hole right there doesn't go all the way through, but goes far enough to have a grease reservoir in it, so to speak. Greg, what's up? How's it going? There we go. Yeah. Looks worse today than it did yesterday, but that's kind of how things work. Ends up looking worse before it looks better. Oh, thank God. I'm like, I'm missing a screw. I forgot this thing uses T10s for the pivot. And the evening's going fine. I have been known to be good at putting people to sleep. Probably the monotonous voice. So one thing that you can't do with the stock washers on these things is not have the pivot in and it still be able to open and close without touching the sides. The blade play on this thing is extremely minuscule, even without the front pivot screw. And that's what you're paying extra for right there. The stability of the blade. No, but I'm selling the washers. I have a few other a few other Benchmade bug outs I'm trying to get rid of though. If you're interested in a bug out, I have 3 at the moment. 2 of them, one of them's brand new in box. One of them is lightly used with stock washers. This is what you're paying for when you buy those washers. And then I am selling one with aftermarket scales and the aftermarket washers. The carbon fiber one's mine though. It's part of my personal collection. My personal collection is most of the things that you see. However, a lot of the stuff is for sale. Not all of it, though. These ones are Grivery. They're the factory ones. This one is micarta. I still need to tune this one again. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's part of my collection. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that's for sale was in my personal collection and has just been cycled through as stuff that I just don't want anymore. Just for shits and giggles, I want to try this real quick. Take the pivot screw out of this thing. Yeah. This one is not like new in box, but the other one's the same knife. Same colors. This one has a scratch, a couple scratches, and has been sharpened by me. The other one is right here. It's the same model, same color, same everything. Let me check what I had them up for on the NAF's Facebook group, and then I'll give you a little bit lower price than that. I just find this hilarious. Is it black on black, or is it satin blade with black? Because they're $270 new. I'd say that'd be fine. Maybe offer like 140. I don't know. 150 is a decent price. Facebook. See how much I had the bug outs up for sale for. Oh, you're selling it? I thought you were buying it. Okay. Let me 150, 160. Yeah, that'd be fine. You should look at what they sell for on eBay though. This goddamn chair. Groups. NAF's group. From me. The like new in box was sitting at 162. I would do I'd do 150 on that. Thomas, what's up? Yeah, they're not 150 anymore. So for the one that's in the box, I'd do 154. I want you guys to tell me what's funny about this bug out that I'm playing with. It should be obvious, but... And then the other one was at 142. And I could probably do... yeah, I'm playing with it with no pivot screw. And it has very, very minimal blade play. So I need to take this one apart and get rid of the grease, because I think they run better without grease. I'd probably have to stick around 140 for the for this one. God. So I'm charging 15 on the washers at the moment. and I'll show you a brand new set that I haven't cleaned up yet. So here's the aftermarket ones that I'm doing. I order these and then I flatten them and polish one side, and then I rough up the other side. And then these are factory washers. So quite a bit different right there. But this helps, the oversized washers help significantly with blade stability. So I'm not making a whole lot of money on them. I bought them in a small bulk order, and I'm getting them for $13.40. So I'm charging like $1 something. The ones that are for sale are all S30V, and this one needs taken apart. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So the rough side of the washers goes up against the liners. It prevents the rough side from moving. Because when I'm playing with this, I want the only thing to move to be the blade. But if both sides are polished, or if both sides are evenly frictioned, then what'll happen is the washers will spin with it and cause excess wear on the liners. It also just feels wrong. So you'll notice, or you'll just trust me. The smooth side goes against the blade, and it wears in over time to be smoother. So what I've noticed, what ends up happening is, sure, it causes excess drag, but one other thing that's happening with these is, whoa, I just got a massive headache. Give me a sec. Excess drag. And then it causes a, you can see that this is a lighter finish than this. What happens with these is it creates more friction on this side, and then it opens weird. It doesn't open, I'm not going to say not smoothly. There's another term I'm looking for, but I can't think of the term right now. When you open it, yeah, I can't think of it. I know what I'm trying to say, and I can't even think about how to describe it. Where you'll open the knife, right? And as you open it, sometimes what'll happen is one of the bearings or one of the washers will spin wrong on the wrong side, and it will cause more friction, and it won't open correctly. So where you get used to it opening a certain way, and then all of a sudden it won't. And the only way to fix that is to add more friction on one side to prevent it from doing it again. Gimme. Fine. Oh, where's my pry bar? I put the pry bar away, didn't I? Of course I did. I swear I'm not insane. I know what I'm talking about. The same thing happened with my Sebenza, and I had to modify those washers too. It was super annoying because it would open smoothly normally, and then the washers started to slip, and it never opened normally again after that until I modified them, and then it started working again. Super annoying. Like, really, really annoying. And you'd have no clue until you took it apart and noticed that one side of the washers was polished when it wasn't supposed to be. You got your Sebenza back. Hell yeah. How'd that happen? No, I did not buy a blade. I'm just taking this apart and cleaning it. Getting rid of the... So, this shouldn't have a circle on it. This shouldn't either. Not on the inside. It should... That circle should only be on the blade, and that's it. So did you get your Sebenza back, or did you get a Sebenza? We're just finishing up some light modification and stuff on a bug out. They're nice. If you can afford to get one without going into debt, I'd recommend getting one. You shouldn't go into debt to buy a knife, though. No, still going. It was just supposed to be a short stream, and we're 50 minutes in. So I don't know what a short stream is anymore. And either I'm lying to you guys or I'm lying to myself. These are never very short when I say that. think you only need 50. How many do you have? Oh, okay. How often are you posting? And are you posting shorts or long form? Oh, okay. 29 in 4 days. Not bad. That's pretty good. That's better than I started with. Was your New Year's resolution to start a YouTube channel or something? Okay. Well, I do it that way. I don't know if it's different from the way that you do it or not, but I've never been able to squeeze that bar in there without having it apart. Oh, I see. Yeah, I never did that. I tried it and never actually gained any. I'd go into people's live streams, I'd get to know them, ask for a shout out, you get a shout out, and then nobody goes over to your channel. And I've done it plenty of times, and I've learned that it doesn't work for me, so I just don't do it anymore. Plus, I've got nearly 3K now. I don't need someone else to shout me out. I'm doing better by myself than I am with others' help. But I'm glad it worked out for you. Why am I always dropping the shiny stuff? If they were less expensive than the plain version, sure. But I haven't found any of their unique graphics that I like more than the plains. On the 17th, my channel will be 3 years old. Is Benchmade the same as Flytanium? No. Jim, shut up. Who are you going to fall asleep to if I disappear, huh? Huh? No, they don't use the same logo. One of their logos is a fly. The other one is a butterfly. And then Spyderco uses a bug that isn't a fly, apparently. Ooh, look at you. Nope, Spyderco does not use a spider because the butt looks wrong. I have no personal opinions on Hinderer. I don't own one. I like his designs. You know, every once in a while I like myself an overbuilt knife, but that's a lot of money to spend. I'd almost recommend people just buy his designs with ZT. Oh, finally. I have both. And jamming an oversized washer in there isn't exactly the easiest thing to do, especially when the inside hole is smaller than the factory ones. The issue I was having was the washer. Looks like it cut. Have I ordered any phosphor bronze washers yet? Yeah. These are aftermarket ones that I did. Why do you ask? I'm unable to drill holes through them, by the way. So they are how they are, and that's it. Oh, it started bleeding. I'd say it's a flesh wound, but it's a little more than a scratch. Well, I'm having some issues in this knife with the aftermarket scales. But in my knife, they work out wonderfully. That one's actually smoother than it was from factory. I'd hazard a guess that these things need broken in, but I think it's more than that. I think I'm wanting to try... No, mine's not for sale. Nope, that one isn't for sale. Yeah, it has a price that I bought it for. But I bought it to keep it because I wanted something in S90V to replace the Osborne. Now I need to do testing with the Osborne, so I'm keeping that one too. Well, if I got offered $5,000 for that thing, I'd probably sell it so that I could start. I'd be a good chunk of the way towards my knife company goal. I don't have S110V money. Don't have any K390 either. It's on the list, but I just don't have any right now. Well, if you want to become a dealer, go for it. wonder if one drop of grease in this thing would help. Depends. Consistent heat treats and materials are important to me. Consistency overall is important, which is why this is bothering me so much. Because I don't want to sell a knife that I'm having issues with. Yeah, that's great, but you also have to buy the TSA boxes, which I've done before. Then you have to find somebody to buy the craft knives that you're trying to sell for $5. And if you sold 100 of them for $5, that would be $500. Well, I need to know if these washers work in only ones with stock scales, or if it's just this set that I'm having issues with, or what. But before we do that, I'm not starting a store, I'm starting a company. And to start the company at the moment, we need everything goes according to plan anyway. 21,000. $320, $362. I will be sending out a design to have it OEM'd by another company. So they'll make it, and then it'll have my company's name on it, their company's name on it. And yeah. They don't get credit often enough. I'm going to add a tiny bit of grease to this thing, which I hate to do since I just took it apart to get rid of all the grease. Sure, but I won't be going with a Chinese company. Everybody else in, well, basically everybody else that does YouTube has been going with Chinese knife companies, and I want to change that. Bobrick, what's up? So I'll be having them made in America. which also means that they will be pricey. I would like it if everything that they came with. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, should have seen that one coming. Okay, now I gotta find screws. Well, we got one right here, one right here. We have one that's on the floor and one that is somewhere on the table, which is not good. Oh, I can find somebody to make them. That's not a big deal. I swear to God, if I need to buy a set of screws for this thing, I'm going to be pissed. Three. Well, one person can be a company. That's how companies start. One person and an idea. Yep, exactly. If it was easy to do, everything would be made in America. If it was cheap, everything would be made in America. It's... Well, I gotta find that screw, so that's good. That's not good. I'm saying I already have a manufacturer in mind, and I've already been to their facility and talked to them, so... I wonder... This may be looking up to for me here in a sec. If they use the same pitch. Holy shit, that's a long screw. Oh, the other screw ended up right there. God damn, that's lucky. Whew. I might get an Umnumzon one of these days, but I think I'm going to be happier with my design than I would be with one of those. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. I got my hands on one, and I just wasn't super happy with it. You know? So that thing, that screw that was right there, bounced off of there and landed there. Well, the thumb studs are too close to the scales. And what I mean by that is they're touching the scales. Like this. So the only way that it can have a glass breaker up front is similar to the reason why this thing can have a flipper tab. There's no stop pin. The stop pin is these. on both sides. So if you look through here, there is no stop pin. So this is scratching the edge that the aluminum's on would have scratched, but for $28 instead of 500. Just a bug out that I need to finish taking apart. Oh, a full DLC? Yeah. Those ones weren't super common. They didn't make a whole lot of those. All I want at the moment is my Sebenza to be back in my hands. No. The Unumzon is the boss. It's what its name means. Go look it up. It's actually what it means. What am I doing to this one? I'm greasing the washers to see if it helps with an issue I was having. I need to change the blade shape on my design a little bit. There's something that I'm not liking about it, and I don't know what it is. Is that a what? My design is a sheep's foot. The bug out is a drop point. leather scales. I know that well, it doesn't have the issue right now. So we're about to see where the issue comes from. Now the question is, if I put this scale on, will it immediately have an issue? No, leather scales are a thing. Pyrotech was experimenting with leather scales on one of their fixed blades. No? I don't know, but they're replaceable. So I think they're held on by magnets. It's scale inserts that are made out of leather. We'll see you later, Greg. You have a good one. Well, it seems like I've fixed the issue, but now when I put the screws in, will it still have that issue? Or did I fix it? I have a feeling it's this screw right here. No? That was it. No? Are you kidding me? I mean, that didn't help. That actually made it worse, but okay. One more screw. I mean, that is all the screws at this point. And it wasn't the pivot screw. Well, without the pivot screw in, it wasn't doing this earlier. So the grease helped. I want to try Teflon tape on this. In 2025, Benchmade came out with the Mini Barrage in fat carbon and S90V, but it was $500 and it was small, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna see if I can get some Teflon tape. Found some. No, I don't remember which way I'm supposed to do this, so we'll find that out together. Okay. We'll just use the one that bit me the other day. Somebody brought up using this stuff the other day, and I'll admit I had thought about it before instead of using Loctite. Although I have been told that it is supposed to be designed to lubricate threads for like pipes so that you can screw it in further. However, my thought is because it takes up more space, it may work similarly to thread lock or Loctite. Now, this isn't verified, and I haven't heard of anybody who's tested it. So we'll test it now. So the reason I'm testing it on this knife is the screw on this knife doesn't want to stay still. Like, duh. But for anybody that's watching this later, And I believe I've done it in the correct direction. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. Well, the Loctite stuff that I use doesn't work worth a damn. That's my problem. I'm sure if we put some sand in there, it would work pretty damn well. Or, you know, just welded them together. JP Weld. You know what? I think I figured it out. Will it hold, though? That's my question. Will it back itself out? And then we have the other question. Will the washers work with only factory ones? Only factory, look at that. My thought is the reason behind it not working with the micarta scales is the tab for, I'll show you guys. So you guys will see there's a lip right there that the screw presses in on. And I'm thinking that that one's thicker on that one than it is on this one, so it's pulling it together tighter than it's supposed to. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that play. It goes from one side all the way over to the other side. But it's smooth. This one, even with that pivot gone, it doesn't move like that. But this one with the pivot gone, it's smooth, but it's got blade play like crazy. That's the difference that I'm looking for. I was hoping that they would be smoother with these aftermarket washers, but I'm starting to doubt whether or not that's going to work out. Which is fine, you know. It's not a big deal. I bought these for testing. And if they worked out well, then good. If they didn't, it's unfortunate. That's why I only bought 10. So real quick, should we take apart this one and put the aftermarket ones in? Or, because I want a larger sample size. That's my current dilemma. Ooh. No. Yeah, these washers are huge. I think we're going to try it. Because we got this is another full factory piece. And it's the only other one that I have that isn't brand new in box. We'll take that and move it in a way that I may be able to use more of it. Now, with that being done, oh, interesting, there's grease on somewhere where it shouldn't be. Okay, so now we have the question, is it going to back out easier? Oh yeah, that backs out way too easy. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Huh. That's going to be a bitch to clean out. Oh. No, got it all out in pretty much one piece. It's trying to sit there in the threads, though. That white line, that's all that's left of it. That's it. I love that. Everybody's asking how my finger's doing, but nobody's asking how my hand is doing. Oh yeah, I already pulled all the rest of it out. That's what I was doing back behind the camera. I couldn't see close enough under the camera. Oh, there's a little more. Oh, real quick, I want to look at this. Yeah, look at this. No pivot screw. No pivot screw. It's fully touching this side. Anyway, I found that interesting. I don't know about you guys. Can this screw go into the other one? It's a very small amount of difference, to be honest. With the regular washers and the aftermarket washers. Put it back to factory tightness. That's how tight it was from factory. Sucks because the blade play that I want to show you between these two is when they're open, and it's not something you can really see. It's something you can feel. Anyway, I'm going to stop advertising stuff. Something I would also like us to keep in mind is they have different scales. So having different scales will change results as well. I think we'll go ahead and end the stream in about 8 minutes. Well, at least I have something I'll be happy to carry. I'll put a band-aid on that cut. The band-aid started peeling itself off overnight, so I just took it off when I woke up. Doesn't hurt or anything. There's something going on with this one that's annoying the hell out of me. And I can't figure out what the problem is. I know there's something going on with the bar lock, the lock bar. Oh, the carbon fiber one is mine. It's just something's wrong with this one, and I can't figure out what it is. So, what I'm feeling, extra tension right here, a little bit of grittiness right there, and a little bit of grittiness right there. So yeah, there is excess tension all the way. Grit right there. And grit right there. The excess tension, I'll agree, is probably the aftermarket scale. Let me twist the lock bar and see what happens. There's a mark. Wait. Huh. Maybe? I haven't tried that before, but wondering if the liners aren't lined up. Oh, they're loose. That's even worse. Well, okay, so the bar lock's fully engaged now. So now we're going to tighten all those screws back to how they should be. That's not the scales. There's something going on. The worst part is I can see where it's happening, and I can see a mark. Well, I tried the Teflon tape to see if it would help instead of Loctite, and it didn't do shit, so never doing that again. But it was worth a try because I'd never heard of anybody else trying that before. It was worth giving it a chance. I wonder if I put too much grease. They're such temperamental pieces. I'm sure I did. Okay, I want to show you guys something that I just noticed. Look at the lock bar. You guys see how this side's shiny and this side's black? It's a coated lock bar, first of all, blatantly obvious. But one side has more wear than the other. And when I'm closing it, the section where there's some extra wear on this side, on both the spots where there seems to be some sort of gritty feeling when closing it. Oh, yep, and I can show it off right there. Where is that tool? There you are. Okay. There's a black line right there. So that the black line starts right here and ends up there. And then there's another black line in the same section. Right there. I don't know what's causing it. All of the other axis locks seem to be wearing evenly. Except this one. This one's weird. The coating is still in the middle, but it's not on the sides. Which probably explains why it won't flick open all the way. The Osborne just never had any to begin with. This one's an uncoated one. Well, if I decide to custom order an Osborne in MagnaCut or something. If you ever decide to get one of these, no coating. You don't want that axis lock bar being coated because it's blatantly obvious that that's caused problems. It's also caused problems on a few other knives that I've had. I'd assume it also depends on what coating they use, because that coating comes off. I don't know, guys. Nothing I can do about that at the moment. I'm going to go and look on the Benchmade website because I have nothing better to do right now. So we'll go ahead and end the stream there. Hopefully you guys... I've never replaced the springs, no. It'd be worth a shot, but I don't know how much they're going to charge me for them. Nope. Not that I can think of. Anyway, I'll do some digging and see what I can find about it, but until then, I will end the stream here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, day, morning, whatever it is, and we'll see you in the next one.